Welcome back to Royal Chronicles, the channel where we bring you the stories that are shaking the world, breaking down the headlines that matter, and giving you the real picture behind the news cycle. If you're new here, we are so glad you found us. Hit that subscribe button right now and ring that notification bell so you never miss a story. And trust me, you do not want to miss what we're unpacking today. Imagine this: you're at one of the most prestigious press events in the entire country. Cameras are flashing. Journalists are dressed to the nines. The air is buzzing with laughter, champagne, and conversation. It's supposed to be a night of celebration, a night of civility. And then, shots ring out. Not a metaphor, not a drill. Actual gunfire at a press gala in Washington, D.C. Now picture the most powerful and arguably most controversial political figure in America turning to the cameras afterward and saying, with that unmistakable tone, "Nobody told me this was such a dangerous profession." That sentence alone stopped the entire internet in its tracks. And by the time this video is over, you're going to understand exactly why, because there is so much more beneath the surface of this story than the headlines are telling you. Stay with me. This one goes deep. Washington, D.C. is no stranger to drama. But even by the city's turbulent standards, what unfolded at this press gala sent shockwaves across the political landscape. The event, attended by journalists, media personalities, and political figures, was meant to be one of those rare moments where the press and the powerful share the same room in something resembling peace. But peace didn't last long. Reports began flooding in of shots fired in or near the venue. Panic, confusion, security scrambling, guests ducking, the kind of chaos that turns a black tie event into a breaking news headline in a matter of seconds. And right at the center of the storm, as always, Donald Trump. Now, Trump's response to this incident is what has everyone talking, and frankly, what you need to hear in full context, because a 6-second clip doesn't do it justice. He described the suspected shooter as a lone wolf, a term loaded with meaning in law enforcement circles. A lone wolf isn't connected to a broader organization or network. They act alone. They're harder to predict, harder to stop. And in the eyes of many security analysts, they are among the most dangerous threats in modern America. Trump's use of that phrase wasn't accidental. It signals something: either a desire to contain the narrative, to reassure the public, or perhaps to deflect from larger, more uncomfortable questions about the climate of political violence that has been simmering in this country for years. And then came that line. That headline-grabbing, jaw-dropping line. "Nobody told me this was such a dangerous profession." Was it dark humor? Was it deflection? Was it a genuine moment of reflection from a man who himself survived an assassination attempt? Depending on who you ask, you'll get a very different answer. But one thing is certain: it landed like a thunderbolt. And the press, the very people who were present at that gala, had a lot of feelings about it. Here's where the story gets even more important, and where I need you to really pay attention. This incident doesn't exist in a vacuum. The relationship between political figures and the press in America has reached a level of tension that many historians are calling unprecedented in modern times. Rhetoric matters. Words have consequences. And when the leader of the free world, or former and potentially future leader, uses language that diminishes, mocks, or antagonizes the media, it contributes to an environment where violence against journalists becomes, in the minds of unstable individuals, somehow justifiable. We've seen it around the world. Journalists in war zones. Reporters targeted in their own countries. Press freedom rankings for the United States have been slipping for years. And now shots at a Washington press gala. The Committee to Protect Journalists and Press Freedom Advocates were quick to respond, calling for a full investigation and demanding answers about security, about motive, and about the broader cultural signals being sent when incidents like this occur. And the response from leadership is something that sounds more like a punchline than a condemnation. Investigations are ongoing. Details are still emerging. And you can be sure that Royal Chronicles will be following every development as it unfolds. But here's the question I want to leave you with, the one that should keep you up at night just a little. In a country where press freedom is enshrined in the very First Amendment of the Constitution, how did we get to a place where a press gala in the nation's capital becomes a crime scene? And who or what is truly responsible for the climate that made that possible? That answer won't come easily. But asking the question out loud is where it starts. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Royal Chronicles. If this story moved you, informed you, or made you think, please give this video a thumbs up. Share it with someone who needs to see it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Royal Chronicles because we are just getting started, and the stories we have coming for you are ones you absolutely cannot afford to miss. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Trump's response was appropriate? Was this truly a lone wolf? Let's talk about it. Until next time, stay informed, stay aware, and we'll see you in the next one. Subscribe, like, share. Royal Chronicles, where every story counts.